Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. We are just pulling up to Spec R, who our good friends Kyle runs Spec R, and they hook us up with our tires. Man, I always love coming over to Spec R. They've all got the hotness, JDM life. Check out this S2000 over here. Just gorgeous. Gorgeous car. Looks like Works Minster rims. And this Altezza back here, real JDM Altezza with the beams engine in it. Beautiful, beautiful car.
Beach towel for you.
Oh, awesome!
So it's for the tire, not for the.
Thanks, man. Okay, we got back to the house, and here we go. We're on Toyo R888Rs this year. Yes, indeed, we are going to an R compound. Historically, we've been always running like a 200 treadwear tire. This year, it's time to go big. Dallas got R888s. I gotta have R888s because it's on. It's on. He wants to take me down this year, and I had to go with the big boys. So 255, 40 R17s. Look at the difference. This is the old Hankook RS4s. Those are 245, and these ones 255. So I have run 255s before. They were like a Ventus B12. They didn't last very long with the track temperatures and usage. So we're going to first and foremost, come on over here, deal with the mess that is the brakes. So this year we're going to actually switch to a Brembo rotor. We run Hawk pads typically. As you can see though, I got to do a lot of cleaning in that wheel well. The last time this car was used in anger on a racetrack, it was wet. So she needs a bath underneath, and then what we're going to do is on the road, we're actually going to use the RS4s. They've still got some life left in them, and then maybe build something for the car to haul those R888Rs up to the racetrack. Anyway, stay tuned. We're going to get into this. Next day, change clothes. We're going to get after this. Now, it's hard to see because it's kind of dark. Hopefully, there we go. ISO's better. You can see how dirty this is. So what I want to do first is actually go in here and clean this. Take off the old rotor, put on the new rotor. So first things first, we're going to get the area just a little bit wet. Use our trusty scrub brush. And then we're going to switch over to our Griot's heavy duty wheel cleaner. This stuff is amazing. We use it all the time, especially on track brakes. And Griot's, if you're watching, hook me up. Come on, let's do a little sponsorship. Okay, so we're gonna let this set up for a little bit. This stuff, when the Griot's, when you see it actually turn purple, that means it's working really well, and it's actually pulling iron out. That's where the kind of the purple tinge comes from, and hopefully I'm gonna see a lot of purple coming out. That's the Griot's actually reacting with the iron, rather. You can see it right here on the caliper. While we're down here, check out those cracks. Is why we're doing rotors. I'm actually quite disappointed in these rotors I bought last time, so we're going back to just standard Brembros. We do use an aggressive pad, but these things cracked like crazy. Okay, as you can see, that's way cleaner. It still has a bit to go, but we need to pressure wash it. But because it's Canada, it snowed all weekend. It is literally the end of April 2021, and it is still snowing here. Our first track day is in 2 weeks. So, yeah, you know, hashtag Canada life. Okay, so here's 2 bolt holes. I think I grabbed the right bolt out of the toolbox. So all you do is use these. Honestly, I forget the spec, but thread them in, and they just help press the rotor off. There we go. Rotor off. Look how bad this thing is. Oh my god, it's just gouged to hell. Okay, so I guess the pads are pretty gone, as in gone. So we're actually going to switch early to the higher performance Hawk. I think they're DCT 60s. So hopefully we'll have more bite. But I'm also expecting a lot more wear on rotors. So we'll see how this goes. I know I'm at the limit of the current braking system on this car. Currently she outbrakes a Viper ACR. So we'll see. But yeah, rotor off. Time to do pads. Oh, so for those who don't know, we actually run brake cooling on the cars. So this is I think it's an APR kit. Brake cooling ducts, and then we also run down here, it's hard to see, they're just zip tied on, Porsche 996 GT3 aero blades. Try to get as much cooling to the brakes as possible. I've seen huge improvements over the years with those in terms of brake life and stopping. So yeah. Okay, so we got the pistons pushed back into the caliper. I just use a C-clamp. It's the easiest way I found. And then a little bit of brake clean. Okay. And we have our brand new pads right here. I'm going to reuse the existing backing plates. Okay, so I always put a little bit of grease on these. I know they're racing pads and technically they don't last long enough to require that, but I like to. And then just put shim plate on. And again, make sure your hands are clean. Should probably be doing this with gloves on. And just load them. Okay, now we got both sides in. Slide the caliper down. It's always a little dance getting it completely seated. There we go. We're done. We're gonna do the torque up, but before we do that, we're gonna let this whole thing dry overnight. And tomorrow we'll come back and put the lines on. These are StopTech braided lines. Okay, it's the next day. Everything's nice and dry. And we also fixed our lighting problem. So that looks way better. What we gotta do now is take this off, this line, over to the caliper. Replace it with brand new stainless steel. Okay, so for the FRS, the OEM 10mm crow's foot wrench. And what it is basically a very thin cut here, so it's actually quite rigid. It's a bit of a pain getting these things off, but once you do it once, it's okay. Okay, so get smart, put some gloves on, and we're getting after this. So there is this small bracket here that holds the brake line onto the strut. 12mm, get that off. With the brake cooling ducts, that one's a little bit harder to get off, so I actually had to go to the ratchet wrench. Okay, we got the retainer clip off. It's a bit of a pain. I just used some angle nose pliers, pop that off. So we got the flare nut cracked, retainer off, this loose. So what we're gonna do is let this kind of drain down, and do a quick changeover to the new braided line. We should be good. Okay, as you can see, we got it started to thread in now. Okay, we managed to get it on. Little trick, actually turned the steering a bit, so it made it a lot easier to get the banjo bolt on the backside, but it's all good. Even tried really hard, but still managed to knock over the container with the brake fluid in it. It is what it is. Okay, we're gonna leave it there with this week's episode. Everyone's seen people do brake bleed. It's really boring, doesn't make great content. This car is equipped with speed bleeds, so basically get in, crack those open, pump the pedal, and the brakes bleed themselves. I still gotta do the other side, but for now, I'm gonna say adios for this episode. Thanks again for watching. Hit that subscribe button. Every little bit helps. Now like if this was informative for you. Leave a comment. What do you think? Looks pretty good? Yes, we definitely need bigger brake calipers. So, looking forward to the first track day coming up. Stay tuned with us. Next episode, we're going to finish up getting this all prepped for going to the racetrack and get her down on the street. Till then, stay safe.